So how do we translate this love what you do thing into how people live? The number one reason people don't love what they do and do what they don't love or what they may hate is because they need to earn a living. Right now, we live in America in 2018, and it's very possible to carve out a living in today in unconventional ways and so forth by doing what you love. But in a lot of cases, you just don't make the same money. Had you chose to become a priest, you wouldn't make the same money as you do as a surgeon. So how does one reconcile the lifestyle benefits versus the love benefit?
Well, honestly, I don't think it's about the money, and I don't think it's about the lifestyle. I think it's about that inner peace, that fulfillment that you get. You can be fulfilled in doing anything. After all, these are all artificially created things. Whether you're a physician, you're an X, Y, or Z, this is people created that in a society, and we all have roles in it. So you don't have to think, I have to be the President of the United States to be the most fulfilled person. Or you don't have to think that if I'm doing whatever you people may consider a lesser job, that I am not fulfilled. That's the fallacy of the whole thing. What should be is that every day I don't say, do I really want to go to work today?
So being president is one thing, but not having a great income is another thing. That's the big reason. So for me, for example, I love tennis a lot. And I had these other attractive options in terms of going to college, and I had a whole bunch of Ivy Leaguers and business people in my family. Had I taken the tennis route and not made it as a top pro, I wouldn't be making money. And that was the thinking that I had when I was a teenager. So what did I do? With calculus in my mind, I thought, this is what I need to do. I need to focus on this path because this is where I'm going to make money. And now you have me now kind of throwing that away a little bit and focusing on tennis as much as I possibly can, because this is my love, my passion, my fulfillment more than anything. So what advice, how do you reconcile this thing? It's a tough choice.
Well, it's not really. I tell you, it's think about this, and I don't want our discussion to be one where we're sort of very idealistic. So it's certainly, if you're not hungry, you really don't know what it feels to be hungry.
You mean literally hungry?
Literally, meaning if you don't have food on your plate, it's easy to say, well, you should do X, Y, and Z. So it shouldn't be like that. But so certainly one has to be successful. But the problem is money is a means to an end. And that end is fulfillment, self-respect, pride, things of that nature. Now, everyone says, you can't buy happiness with money. Money brings a lot of happiness, believe me. So I am not one to say you shouldn't have money. Not that I have it, but the bottom line is that's part of our life. That's how you get things in this world. However, the key is that is absolutely secondary. So if someone starts thinking, I want to do X, Y, and Z for the financial aspects, whatever that is, it's a mistake. You will be successful financially when you do what you love and you're successful being fulfilled in what you do. That's the point. You can't start with the financial and end in it. It needs to be the other way around. And there is really, if you look at all the people who have been successful in the history of the world, their success came not by saying, gee, I'm going to be a millionaire or a billionaire or whatever. It came by saying, I'm going to do what I love. I'm going to make something new. I'm going to create something. And then things come. And to be honest with you, that's really the secret of being successful. If you start just thinking about the financial piece, no one will be successful.
That's the thing, though. People are kind of trained to think about the financial thing to begin with, pressure from parents and so on.
Yes.
Right? Like, let's take me and let's rewrite my life. Let's say I decided I want to be a pro tennis player from the first time I picked up a racket,
right,
which my instincts may have told me to, but I knew wasn't feasible. And so I just completely stopped thinking about it. Oh, it's secondary. I can do that on the weekends and so on. If I just played and played and played and played and played. And let's say that I didn't make it as a top pro. Let's just say I'm some number, whatever, 100 or 1,000 in the world who's not making too much, or anything really. I could have found part-time ways of making good income, perhaps, right? I could have found, acclimated myself to making a little bit less money, but still doing what I love, I suppose, but more creative ways. I may have started this show earlier because I'm thinking, gee, I need to make some money. Hey, I've got good ideas. Maybe I can start a show. Instead of going to college and so forth, which detracted from that.
Right.
Because it carved out a path for me.
Sure.
That I wasn't necessarily, on board with. But I did. So, yeah, and I could be a much better tennis player and even have more money today had I taken that path, either from tennis or from finding other creative endeavors earlier.
Well, I think it's reasonable to say all that. I would challenge one thing, and the much better aspect. The key to understanding and having peace in life, at least at my point in my life, and I think it's been a very good life, is that I don't think that any specific person, organization, culture, et cetera, should determine what is success. Success should be what you see as success. And it's very important to have that concept. And that means that for every person, success is defined differently. The fallacy of the way of thinking that most people have is success is defined by society, and that's why so many people live their lives unfulfilled. They either blame a parent, they blame a teacher, they blame society. I mean, so much of the unhappiness of life has to do with the fact that people do things against their will. And then they see their own failure because of these rules that were put in front of them and so forth. Now, I'm not, again, advocating being a rebel or antisocial, but the point is that if you put this in the right perspective, society wants what? Society wants members that are beneficial to that society, right? It doesn't matter what you do. You bring up this whole society by whatever it is that you do. That is the way we are. That's in our genes. So to do that,
by being what you really are,
by being fulfilled at what you are,
you will have a sort of deeper impact through what you do, irrespective of the specific thing that you're doing.
Exactly.
Like what you said about the love transfers into your patients.
Absolutely. And I think that's an important thing to think about and to really to digest. So much of what we may call pathology in our society is inflicted on our humans, on our people. So many people feel that they are not successful, right? So many people feel that they're failures. So many people feel on and on and on and on because of this artificial thing that they see as a block to their moving forward. And I think if we allowed people to be liberated, and that's the beauty of America, by the way. What makes America great is the concept that you can do whatever you want to do within the realms of the social norm, right? And in America, there is no limit. And the reason the other places in this world have not gotten to this level is that the rules and the regulations are stifling to the people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's it. So be liberated in your own mind, be liberated in your society, be liberated in your family, and then you are a valuable member of any of those groups. And then you're very happy too.
Yeah.
There we are.
Well, the number one thing people want from society is really to just be accepted and respected. And a lot of the other deviancies and problems that occur come because they don't have that, or because they don't feel that, whatever it may be, and then they act out in certain ways in order to get some attention, negative attention a lot of the time.
Yeah, but the acceptance cannot be, just like we were talking money, similar thing. Acceptance can't be the starting point. If you start with wanting to be accepted, you will never be accepted, or you will do artificial things.
Yeah, that's a very good,
won't be
good
real.
distinction. Yeah.
You need to be you. You need to understand that your job as part of being in this world is to be a good person and to contribute. And the crazy thing about it is that when you do your job, you'll be happier and you'll be more accepted. Just like if you do your job, you'll be more successful and no one has to worry about financial concerns. That's the key. I really think that's such a simple concept, but such a powerful concept. If you're a good member of the society or a good, whatever it is that you are, if you're good and you're benevolent and you do it for the right reasons, everything falls into place.